being primarily a horror movie reviewer and director, if you want to count Morbid, which I did make. It's like ugly babies. Maybe they're ugly, but they're yours. But nonetheless, I did make it. And I thought maybe I'd give my 2 cents on Batman versus Superman, which I think now is, at the time of me recording this, I want to say it's getting near 3 weekish old now. I've had time to settle down. It's had time to settle in. The negative reviews have came and went, and maybe they're still there more or less. I don't know. But I just thought that maybe I should take a moment to talk about what I guess so far is the biggest movie of the year, Batman versus Superman. And I want to say up front that it's a movie that I do like. I don't hate this movie. A lot of people seem to have this blind rage hate for the movie, and there are things this movie did that leaves groundwork for hate. I can understand why some people, maybe watched this and left the theater with hate within their hearts, because there is some things it does not do right, and there is some things that it does do right. I'm a big comic book fan, predating back in high school and watching the Spider-Man movies and all that. I like comic books before. I love the old Dolph Lundgren Punisher movie, But I really, really, really got into comic books around the time that they were doing Spider-Man and Daredevil and all that stuff. And because I saw Daredevil, which I was a fan of Daredevil, but because I knew how Ben Affleck did not appreciate that role very much and complained about wearing the suit, I was really skeptical when I was told that he was going to be Batman. And that was a big issue I had heading into this one, was how are we going to let the guy who didn't want to wear the suit in Daredevil be Batman? Clearly, I'm a Batman fan. But I will say, I think that Ben Affleck's the best part of the whole entire movie. And I know a lot of people may not agree with that, and it's real fun to make fun of Ben Affleck. And it's real fun to go back and watch his sad reaction to that, when he was told that the movies got bad reviews. I've watched it 100 times. I think it's funny. But Ben Affleck, to my opinion to date, is the best Batman we've had probably since Michael Keaton. And I know that covers a lot of ground. That covers, the Dark Knight trilogy and all that stuff. But those are probably not the best Batman, but the best stories overall. This may be the best Batman, and not necessarily the best story overall. And I'll explain that. I'm going to spoil this stuff a little bit. So if you've never seen this movie in the 3 weeks that it's been out, if you've not seen this movie, maybe you don't want to watch this review right now. Maybe you want to go watch it, then come back. Because I think for opinions to really be justified, I need to go into detail that I can't go into without spoiling it. So there's your precursor to the fact I'm going to spoil it. So the movie opens up, and we really quickly get the Bruce Wayne backstory. Everybody knows it. You probably didn't even have to do an origin, because everybody knows Bruce Wayne's parents died. It's always the same thing. It's done a little bit differently. It's like the start of Evil Dead movies. It's always, basically the same, but a little different. So it's going on. At the same time, we're seeing that Bruce Wayne was in Metropolis during the ending of Man of Steel. I believe it's called Man of Steel. I didn't care for Man of Steel, but that's neither here nor there. So he's there, and you got Zod and Superman, and they're battling, and buildings are falling, and Wayne Tower is going down, and here goes Bruce Wayne charging in to try to save the day. He's going into big clouds of dust and all that good stuff. And he's saving people left and right. And at the very start of that scene, there's a scene where he just, he helps this guy. I'm a little bit bad on DC characters because I'm more of a Marvel guy, but there's this guy, and he's trapped. And Bruce Wayne runs, and he just lifts it up, and they drag him to safety. And you're seeing really quickly that Batman, this time around, is a really hardcore dude, and he's really all about, getting things done with his hands, not necessarily just the gadgets that he has before. And, of course, he saves his little girl there in one part that's really neat. And the moment I knew that Ben Affleck was best to play Batman was in that scene, because he's got the kid hugged up, and he's looking up into the sky, and he's seeing Zod and Superman battle, and he gives it this really, really intense look. And from that point on, I was like, this is Batman. Of course, the movie doesn't necessarily stay that good heading on forward, basically giving you the shorthand version of things that happen. Bruce Wayne believes that Batman is going to, or excuse me, Batman believes that Superman is basically going to be a problem. He's an alien. He's from another country or another planet. They pretty well believe that he's going to ruin the day for everybody. So he's turned against him in principle alone at the start of the film. Meanwhile, Superman, he's out doing his things. People are calling into question. He's got the ability to save people, but should he save people? That's it's neither here nor there. Conflicts come. Here comes Lex Luthor. Jimmy Olsen dies. You don't even know it's Jimmy Olsen. Jimmy Olsen dies like the second scene of the movie, which I don't think is a good thing. But nonetheless, we'll just go on with that. So there's Batman. This is a Batman that's been through everything. Robin is probably dead. I think that's pretty well assumed, but Robin is dead. He's holding a grudge against Superman. Superman, meanwhile, is dealing with his own stuff because people don't know if he should be, doing what he's doing or not. Things happen, and eventually, Lex Luthor uses, family of Superman to pit him in an actual match with Batman one-on-one, which is quite interesting that Metropolis and Gotham are right across the bay from each other in this movie, which is different. But it makes the world not seem like it's such a big universe, But it is what it is, and they do their battle. And Batman, more or less, he does what he does in the comic books. He finds a way to put down Superman until, of course, they figure out some stuff. I ain't gonna spoil everything, and that kind of stops things. And that's kind of corny in a way, but it's a good movie. My worst problem with the movie though is we fit probably 3 movies worth of stuff into one 2.5-hour movie, which is my only issue with it, because the last part of the film, big spoiler alert here, the death of Superman portion of the film, it seems a little too soonish to me at this point in the DC universe, but I guess maybe they felt that Marvel's got such a jump start on everything that maybe they needed to just kind of just cram every important story arc besides Batman getting his bat broken into one movie, and that's pretty well what they did. They also fit Doomsday in there, of course, with the death of Superman. Doomsday is there. We've got Batman versus Superman. So basically, you've got Superman and Batman, which could have been one movie just on their own. Wonder Woman comes into play because she's around, and Bruce Wayne's kind of like setting up what could possibly be a romantic relationship with Wonder Woman. You got that going on. You got Lex Luthor. Not really the Lex Luthor we would probably want. He's more like I don't know. It's kind of like a Joker type character in a lot of ways, which is odd. It's different. I don't know if I like that much. I thought the action scenes were really good. The action scenes are great. Batman vs Superman portion of it is pretty good. Overall plot isn't bad. They just cram so much into it. So I like it. I don't love it. I don't know if we could have maybe stretched out things a little more than what they done. Maybe if you insist on doing the story arc that quick, why not just release like the first half of the movie and then make another half of the movie, and do it later on, part 1, part 2 of something, and just do it that way. But of course, things lead to Justice League members being identified, and they're not in the group yet, but they will be. And there's a bunch of little things that happen there and there. I can see why so many critics probably didn't like the movie in some ways. It's fun if you're a comic book fan. It's fun. I ain't like one of those guys that just hates Zack Snyder on principle. I love The Watchmen, and this one has some shades of The Watchmen here and there. I think with the tone and the style and all of that. So I appreciate more of the movie than I don't, and I just kind of wish maybe we'd not cram so much into one movie. So I guess I'd say it's a 3.5 out of 5, which is still pretty solid, just not overly great. Although if you were going to just rate performances, I don't even know the dude's name that plays Superman. He's never really been, a guy that I thought was really great at the role of Superman. I don't really buy him as Superman, I guess you could say. The actual portrayal of Superman, I don't mind. Like, emo Superman's fine with me because I've seen the comic books where he's always torn on whether what he's doing should be done and all that, so I don't care. But I think he's alright. Batman's a 5 out of 5 of Ben Affleck, in my opinion. Wonder Woman, don't know the girl's name. Was really, really unsure when they first announced her as Wonder Woman, but she's a great Wonder Woman. So I definitely think that she's another solid point. So maybe on the next one, everything will be solid and everybody will be able to agree that it's a really, really good movie next time. Maybe next time it won't be so crammed together, and everything will be more, established now, so things will be more smooth maybe. But as it is, Batman versus Superman to me, probably not going to be the year's greatest movie, but I don't think it's going to be the year's worst movie either. And if you like comic books, I think you're going to like it because, it's Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman all together, and I cannot think of a time that's happened in a non-animated form ever. Maybe in the old days. I don't know. I doubt it, though. But if you like Batman comic books and you like Superman comic books, then I would say give it a try. If you're not really into comic books and you're more into the artistic nature of filmmaking, then maybe you don't want to watch this because it's probably not going to be your cup of tea. But that's just my opinion on Batman vs. Superman. Like I said, I'm not really one to review a lot of non-horror stuff, but I thought this time around I'd get my opinion on it, and I like it enough. I'm definitely going to get it one way or another when it comes out, whether they send it to me to review or whether they just, wait and I have to get it myself. I don't care. Either way, I'll pick it up because I like it. And I think there's even an R-rated cut coming along, which is interesting, I guess. This film does have some nightmarish scenes and whatnot. I can see coming into play maybe in a more hardcore fashion in the R-rated version maybe. So I don't know. Maybe that version will be better than this version. I don't know, but as it is, it's solid. A little crammed together, but definitely must watch for all Batman fans out there.